Welcome all.
What's going on, guys?
To Boomzies once again.
Yeah, we're trying this once again. It's
Take
issue
two.
7-2.
7-2. It's like those gold variant editions or whatever you get.
Yeah.
The special artwork on it. So, yeah, we had some, for those of you who weren't here last night, for an hour we were dealing with technical issues, but now things seem to be good. Stream looking good today.
Cool.
Thanks, Duff Man. Your stream's looking good too.
Don't cross them, though.
Don't cross the streams.
Don't cross them.
Oh, boy, I could take that down a road. I'm not going to. I'm going to stay on track.
We're here now, live, in Technicolor. Yeah. We got some color going
on. Yes, if you notice here, if you're on Justin TV, you'll see our little color bars on the side. Landon has kind of helped splash a little color today while I was busy doing some stuff. He was making us more colorful. Yeah. We are a multinational, multicultural type of show, even though we're two white guys from Kansas.
Yeah. Couldn't get any more.
Couldn't get any more non-culturally diverse. But we still, in our hearts, feel that way.
Yep.
I wouldn't think any less of you if you were in another culture.
Yeah. So it's kind of for those of us here who have never seen Boomzies before, what you want to explain kind of what it is?
For new guys, new gals, Boomzies is a weekly debate discussion show about nerd culture, video games, movies, entertainment, the things we love, and all the while we involve the people in chat, people over the phone, and have a little debate between Landon, Brian,
and everybody else here, all live.
Exactly.
And just try and have a good time.
There you go.
Have some fun.
Hey, Crumps, what's going on, man? And thanks, guys. There's a lot of people in here. I try to thank everybody, but thanks to everybody who stuck around for an hour.
Yeah.
An hour! A lot of these guys in this chat room stuck around for a whole hour trying to get this stuff fixed, just BSing with us and stuff, so thanks, you guys. You guys rock. That's dedication
Quad
right
thumbs.
there. Quad thumbs.
Quad thumbs.
The movie.
Yeah.
So, we're going to try this out again. This is issue 7.
So far, so good.
You had it so far, yeah. Every stream's looking good for everybody. There was a little bit of information before we move on to our main topic. Do you want to kind of address that, Landon?
Yeah, some of you guys may have known this game designer before. If not, you've certainly felt his influence in video game culture. Do you want to pull up the slide? Yeah. Unfortunately, the game designer Takeshi Miyagi has passed away. He was only 45 years old, far too young. He has created such titles such as Grandia, Grandia 2, Sylphid. He was from Game Arts. He and his brother actually ended up founding the company Game Arts. Eventually he left to found another company that was primarily cell phone based gaming in Japan, but pretty influential guy, far too young, 45. So Grandia games, amazing. I'm glad that he was able to produce those. So
yeah, I mean, he did a lot of great stuff, and that soon. It's really sad in this day and age when we don't really have a lot of, in my opinion, good classic game designers like that around more and more. They're just getting older. Yeah. We're getting older. Oh my God. So anyway, that's our little bit on him.
Just a little bit.
But hey, you know what? He did some good stuff. He leaves behind a legacy.
Right.
The Grandia games, which Grandia 2 was a huge game for me in the Dreamcast. Of course, if you guys, if you have memories about that, you can tell us about that here. And of course, on to our very first topic of the night.
Mm-hmm. A great game. I'm sure many people have played it, the Mass Effect series.
Right.
So it's definitely, Mass Effect 2 is probably one of my favorite games ever. Just ever play. Like, I'll pick that up and play it all the time. It's such a great game. I think you feel very similar.
As I've told people before, Mass Effect was the game that got me out of my BioWare hater. Yeah. Stop drinking the BioWare haterade, and
which was pointless. I don't know. I don't understand why you had such hate.
I still do. I still do to an extent. But Mass Effect 1 was I thought a good game, and then 2 was an absolutely phenomenal game. So I think they really raised the bar. But now BioWare has, I think, heard, whether it's in their own offices or maybe the cries of other gamers, and are making a good-looking lead female shepherd.
Well, the thing is, I think that there's always been they've looked at the numbers down. Actually, a lot of people do play as the femme chef, is what it's kind of
right.
Being
Jennifer Hale is the voice actress for the femme chef, which I personally think she does a better job doing the voice acting than the male shepherd voice actor does. Personally, myself.
I don't play as the female shepherd. So yeah. Did you?
Yeah, I've got 2 games.
Okay.
I got 2 games. I got literally one game complete MU2 with the male, finishing the first one with female, and then I'll go through the second one with the female as well. So
see, I would just like now. How do you approach the sexual situations if you're playing as the female?
it's space, baby. It's space.
Yeah,
if Star Trek,
it's very unusual.
if Captain Kirk and Star Trek have told me anything, all it is getting it on. Alien women, get it on.
Okay.
What race or sex you don't matter.
I would find
get
it
weird.
on. I would find it weird being a guy playing as the female and then interacting in sex, playing as the female.
You would feel weird playing as a female, watching you as a female doing another female.
Doing it because you would, so you don't have sex with men in that. If
you can. Yeah.
Do you when you were playing it as a female?
I kind of stayed away from that.
Okay,
I mean,
because that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I would feel.
I didn't go for it, but hey, if something happens, I'm not going to stop my girl from getting some.
Okay.
Let's get it on, girl. I mean, hey, I'm not going to deprive her. We're not homophobic here on Boomzies.
I'm not saying that.
No, I know you're not. I'm just making sure.
But anyways, so because BioWare had seen that a lot of people are playing as the female shepherd, and they felt like I guess they wanted to draw a little bit more attention, give a little bit more love to the character, and so they've announced that the new femme chef will be in commercials and advertising for it, and I think she'll even be on the cover of one
yes,
of it.
She will be on the cover.
Yeah, and so that's pretty cool. But some people are kind of up in arms over the way that BioWare kind of handled the situation.
Now, why is that? Why are they up in arms? That's what I don't understand.
To me, I don't feel I'm not up in arms about it, but I know other people are, just because it was kind of in a way that they treated it kind of like a beauty contest. It's like, okay, there's going to be a female version, and we're going to have everybody vote on it.
That's fine with me.
Obviously, the blonde ended up winning, and so everybody was kind of up in arms. Like, they should treat it like a beauty contest. It's like great for feminism and all that stuff.
So there's the winner right there, the blonde. I mean, she's good looking. I mean, I'm not going to deny it.
That's some serious eyeliner on every single one.
Hey,
of them.
man, she's like Jonah Jet, man. She's ready to go. She can shoot somebody in the head, and then she can strap on a guitar and rock it out.
Careful with that.
Strap it on and rock it out.
Careful.
That's our new phrase at Boomzies. Strap it on and rock it out. That's our official new phrase.
Did you vote at all?
No, I didn't vote. I mean, I really didn't know about this until lately. Those guys in the overshirts. I didn't Samus Mass Effect. I think that's a joke. They're Samusing as in making her pretty. I assume. I don't know. Okay. Even though I think people have an issue with this, I think this is great, because let me show you, the audience. Mass Effect 1, in my opinion, personally, had some really ugly characters. Let's just take a look at a few of them here, okay, ladies and gentlemen? There's one. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Lindsay Lohan meets Michael Jackson look, which is nice. I mean, I think that's kind of hot. But not great. Now, that's from the first game. Here's one from the second. Okay, some better stuff. Better, but again, still,
I mean, that's not bad though.
It's not bad. Let's look at this one here. We got kind of the, I don't know what you'd call that. It's like some sort of freaky
jumped out of the shower.
X-Men jumped out of the. I just have Pert Plus in my hair. I look awesome. S-Pack. I haven't played Mass Effect. I know. Dude! What are you doing here, man? I think it should be a rite of passage to watch Boomzies, is to play Mass Effect.
It's certainly worth. I mean, especially now that Mass Effect 2 is on both platforms, should definitely go out and play it. But that last one that you just switched from, like, really, if you look at the face and everything about it, it's not bad. It was just the hair that was an issue. It's just change the hair and it's okay.
Sure. But I think they certainly could have done better. But hey, that's just me, man. That's just me. I I'm glad they have a beautiful looking woman in the game. I'm not trying to be sexist. I mean, and maybe that's an issue people have. It's a sexism thing.
Well, I think that's how some people are drawing arms about it because it's sexism because there was a voting contest similar to a beauty pageant,
and I mean, to me, I see it as nice scenery. I mean, I play the game for the story and the gameplay and all that other stuff. Hey, you want to have some nice scenery on the side? If the chick I'm playing as looks good as well, hey, that's a pine tree on the drive of the game. On my road trip of gaming, pine tree. Scenery. Landscape.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I'm really not too concerned about it just because, I mean, I don't play as the Fem Shep, so...
So you haven't played at all as the Fem Shep?
No. Because I don't know. This is kind of another topic down the road, but I just kind of tend to play the characters as they're, like, I don't really change the qualities. Like, if they give you an option to change the visuals, like the face structure of your people, I typically just keep it the same. Same thing, like, whenever I play RPGs, if their name is a certain name, I'll leave it that way. I won't custom
So whoever
change
the standard
names.
character is, that's who you're playing as.
Who I'll typically play as, yeah.
Okay. And, of course, if you have a voice in this, you want to put in your 2 cents, 316-778 0730 right on over here. And of course I do have the phone working, so you will be able to call and it will actually ring into us. Yeah, I'm making sure. See, it's working. Look at me, I'm balling like that.
But there was some pretty good because I know there's a couple websites where you can go online, you can see the different variations on Mass Effect 2's, like the faces. There's a really good Barack Obama one.
There's Barack Obama, yeah, that looks yeah, that looked like Barack Obama. Yeah. They had a Natalie Portman one I saw,
okay,
which is kind of interesting. But BioWare games for me, especially like I look at like Knights of the Old Republic, American RPGs even. I'd say look at a game like Oblivion. The character customization in the face is kind of fugly.
Yeah, well, Oblivion certainly.
Yeah, certainly. So I'm glad to see them. We're not saying go. Anime, cutesy Japanimation, but make them pretty. Give me some eye candy. That's all I'm saying, BioWare. Thank you for the eye candy.
Well, I didn't think there was an issue with it before, right? Though. So.
Okay. Well, I think we've come to a partial agreement in a way.
I guess, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
This is amazing, folks. We really have nothing more to say. We're not fighting with each other.
No, it's cool. Yeah.
Buddy, old pal, man. I'm so glad we've come a far long way. So let's get into our second bit of debate on topics tonight, which is...
Hey.
What?
TMNT still sucks? No,
Wait a second.
I still like the third one.
Oh yeah, 3 still sucks. Deceptive Creeper, you talking about 3?
Yeah, he said 3 after.
Yeah! That's right!
Partial agreement, a great step forward.
That's right, Deceptive Creep. Represent, man.
But see, it was like there was an agreement, but then he just dragged it down. Just said, nope, there's still a disagreement. Let's bring it back up.
Let's bring it back down.
You guys are happy for a minute,
we put out the fire, and they're like, no, screw this lighter fluid.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they made us just get back in the fight. But that's fine.
But see, that's unfair, though.
Because they're right, because Turtles 3 does suck.
No, because see, that's unfair, because now it's going to get everybody on the cast against me. The rest of this cast is all against me because...
Golf clap on that one, everyone. Everyone against Landon, golf clap. That's what I say. Good job, guys. The plan went off well. He doesn't know a thing.
I stand by it, though. I enjoyed the third one. Moving on, next topic. What's up?
I don't know. I don't know how we can move past this.
We're moving past it. Portable gaming. Moving next.
The main topic tonight, besides Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 sucking, is the future of portable gaming. Where a little bit of where it's been, where it is now, and especially
where it's going.
Where it is going, because you and I were kind of bringing up this topic over the last couple years and months. We've been seeing a big change in the portable gaming market, and so we thought let's kind of talk about it here. So, what are your thoughts? Should we give a little bit of
let's give a little history. Kind of talk about kind of where portable gaming had started, because it started kind of funky, I guess.
Yeah, it started a long, long time ago.
Surprisingly longer than I originally thought. I didn't realize that there was a couple handheld games in the 70s. Mattel had made one. Milton Bradley made a Microvision, both in the 70s. The 80s was kind of a little bit of a heyday.
Got the Game & Watch, of course, which That's Nintendo's first foray into the portable. The Epoch Pocket Computer. And then 89, for me, which I would say would be the big one, was the original Game Boy. Which, represent
Little Zelda.
Little Zelda. Which one did it come with? Did it come with Link's Awakening? One of my favorite Zeldas, in fact, Link's Awakening, the original Game Boy. For me, I know there's a lot of stuff.
Look at all those great games on the back, too. Oh, yeah. Little Metroid on there.
That's hot.
Yeah. Kirby, little Yoshi, Super Mario.
Wow, Crump says, haven't bought a handheld since 89. Yeah, it was like Game Boy, 3DS. It was like the gap in between.
Like, holy crap.
Wow, 3D.
Yeah, he's still rocking the gigantic, like, Nokia.
Yeah, and like, he's still got... You know what I thought was cool about the Game Boy was that cool little attachment you could put on that had the light that opened up and had the speakers. And it had that cool little joystick on it. It was like a huge... It's like a transformer, man. It was awesome. But after the Game Boy, which for me, and I think you also is where our portable time began, was the Atari Lynx. Same year, color... but didn't do so well.
Right. And was that was because of a price issue, wasn't it? It was
price,
just pretty expensive.
Support. Yeah, it was expensive. It sucked your batteries.
Games.
Yeah, and it was that was a Atari console that didn't do so well. Then in the 90s, we got the Turbo Express, which is the portable version of the TurboGrafx 16, which I thought was awesome.
Same year, you got the Sega Game Gear. Fun as hell. I really liked it.
Sucked the batteries dry,
Yeah,
though.
sure, certainly. It took like, what, 6 AAAs, I think?
No, 6 AAAs.
It was 6 AAAs?
Double A's.
Wow, yeah.
No, they're not triple A's.
I knew it was 6, but I had a lot of fun with it. It was big, bulky, but I had a lot of fun with the Game Gear.
But Shepherd Creek says, I had one. Ninja Gaiden 3 sucked. Yeah, the Game Boy ports of some of those weren't so great. Although, here's an ironic thing. Here's what I'll tell you. Although Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the movie, might suck, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 on the Game Boy, Fall of the Foot Clan, is good. Irony! Parallel universes. One Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 that sucks, and another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 that's good.
See how that happens? Suck, though. That's the thing.
No, definitely.
All right, whatever. I stand on it. I like the third movie.
Oh, Radical Rescue. Oh, I think the Simpsons called me out. Was 3? Well, 3 on the NES was Radical Rescue, but I thought 3 on the Game Boy was Fall of the Foot Clan. Come on, dude, help me out on this.
I don't know. This is between you guys now. I'm done.
Fine, then.
No more turtles. Talk
After
for
we
me.
dissed you.
Screw that.
But then 95 Sega Nomad, which I got one of those back in the day when it came out.
I never had
that
one.
was awesome. A portable Genesis. Man. And the coolest thing about it is it had a controller port. You could hook just a controller and play 2-player. And you're all playing on the same screen. Suck down the battery life, of course. And then we get to Tiger Electronics with their not-so-grand Gamecom.
Yeah.
That was awful. I don't know who thought of that.
Tiger Electronics.
What can you say about that? It's Tiger Electronics. Yeah, I was not impressed with that at all. Neo Geo Pocket. Very cool system. Had it come out a few years before, would have really, I think, done well because graphically it was amazing, animation, and the games were great, but it came on the heels of...
Well, everybody's still Game Boy.
Well, it
was
was still
the same
Game Boy.
year Game Boy Color comes out.
Right.
And it's just... I mean, Nintendo is a powerhouse, and it's kind of hard to compete.
And then, of course, you got the Game Boy Color coming out, but then, after Game Boy Color, we've got those 3 years, Wonder Swan in 2000, which Gunpei, my boy, who made the Game Boy originally, made Wonder Swan. And then we've got the Game Boy Advance.
Yep.
Did you say Advanced?
Oh, yeah, I misspelled. Whatever.
Clerical error.
Hey, you didn't do any research or give me any data, anything. So
I'm sorry.
This was all on me. I'm sorry, I screwed up. At least it wasn't. That's not as bad of a screw up as join us June 30th.
Look, I get my months mixed up, man. All right, my lunar calendar's all screwed up, man.
Yeah.
Duff, man, the GBA lineup was so solid. Pretty easily my favorite handheld console. Duff, right on the money, dude. See, there's weeks where you'll say something to disappoint me, and then you come back with a comment like that I'm like, yeah, I can get behind that comment, man.
I just didn't like the style of the original Game Boy Advance.
Oh, you did? The original Game Boy Advance, I love, like the one that was like this.
Well,
yeah, the D-pad and buttons. That's the original one. The original Game Boy Advance with D-pad over here, buttons over here, and screen in the middle.
Yeah, but you're making it like out to be like that big. That's what I'm saying. It's not that big.
Well, it was this big, but the D-pad was better than any other Game Boy Advance after that. Comfortable to hold. Triggers were best, and then the SP.
But it was ugly.
Ugly?
Yeah, it was ugly. That shape, to me, ugly.
How's that ugly?
I didn't care for it. The SP was so much better looking.
A square?
Yeah.
A square?
Yeah.
The design of a square is better than this nice little contoured, easy in your hands. It's more comfortable to hold.
Whatever. I'm completely different from anybody else here, apparently.
You are. Yeah. You are an alien from another planet.
Yeah. Good comment.
Yeah, it wasn't backlit. I know. That's the one bad thing about it.
Micro is the cutest.
What's that?
Micro is the cutest.
It is. It's a sort of a little baby, search in the tunnel. It's all true. Hi, Micro.
See, I got a little backup. SP is better. There we go.
Little baby. I just want to play my Micro. Hello.
I never actually owned a Micro.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I do. Well, not anymore. I'm actually trading it with the Scepter Group, so that's another story anyway. But let's get back here to the figures.
Plus, the SP, 2003 SP comes out, and the NES branded version is so freaking cool.
It's cool.
So I had to have it. I've got it.
The Famicom's more bomb diggity, yo.
Of the Micro?
Of the Micro. And then they had a Famicom of the SP. So then, 03, the N-Gage. The first portable handheld console that tried to bring portable gaming to a phone beyond just your simple Tetris at the time, but it failed miserably because you had to talk on it like a flippin' taco. You remember that? And you had to turn on the side and you're like, hello?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Yes? I'd like a salsa and lettuce and some cheese on my N-Gage, please.
Yeah.
And now, the control was awful.
Yeah, if it was only chocolate flavored, because I think that was around the same time that Choco Tacos were huge, and I love Choco Tacos.
Was there a Choco Taco explosion in 03?
I think there was. I remember eating Choco Tacos in 03.
I think that was just like your obsession. I'm going to do some data here. I'm going to do some research to see.
Yeah. Well, because I remember they were, for a while, Choco Tacos were sold at Taco Bell. And I loved going to Taco Bell for my Choco Taco dessert.
You live such a simple life back in the day. Like, you'd wake up and all you had to worry about was like, Choco Tacos? Yeah, that's all I gotta do, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you had to, Deceptive Creep, you had to take out the battery to put the game in. Because it was located right behind the battery.
See, I'm getting some Choco Taco support over here.
That's easy. Yeah. Everyone loves Choco Tacos.
I know, but I'm just...
It's like, oh, do you love to take a dump? No, I don't like defecation. Get that away from me. Everyone likes that. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Turtles 3 is the hardcore topics, man.
I'm trying to win them back.
You can win anybody with back. That's like a politician move. It's like, oh, kiss a baby. Oh, well, yeah, okay. If you're going to do some political move about Choco Tacos.
I probably would.
Sad, man. So sad. Of course, if you have an opinion on Choco Tacos, Turtles 3, or the future of portable gaming,
preferably Choco Tacos,
call 316-778-0730. Phone lines are open. Operators are standing by to take your orders. Or Choco Tacos, which we will deliver. Hand deliver you Choco Taco. So then after the N-Gage Choco Taco, we've got...
Move into the Nintendo DS, which is, you know, visually very similar to the Game & Watch, you know.
Yes,
the two-screen, you know. So
takes a hint from that. And then the PSP.
PSP, original PSP. Game Boy Micro comes out a year later. PSP Go comes out, which ended up being a failure a little bit. So they're all being, you know, it's dropped in price quite a bit.
Yep.
But I love my PSP Go.
I think the Go's cool,
yeah,
just for the fact that I can use a Bluetooth controller to play games.
Sure, that. But for me to have, like, this thing is so much easier to fit in my pocket. Way easier to fit in my pocket than anything else that I've got. And to play PS1 classics on it, I love it.
You don't got much room in your pocket, do you?
Well, I don't want to carry around a...
Yeah.
It's filled up with other things, apparently. Okay. Alright.
I'm gonna keep looking down and making noises.
Yeah, alright. Keep going.
Is our timeline right? PSP going 05? Our timeline is right. It is certified by USA Today.
Maybe I did screw that up.
And
did I screw that up? Is 05?
First Game Boy Advanced, and now PSP.
Yeah, that can't be right.
05.
That can't be right. I didn't have much time.
Let's just cancel this.
Yeah, I know.
We let these people down. We gave them the blue balls, didn't give them the cast last night, and now we can't even give them the right information today.
It doesn't matter. It's on there. We're going through it. We're just giving a little bit of a history.
All right. So anyway, then 07 PSP 2000 through 3000.
Yeah, because that's wrong.
Which I've got a 3000.
Maybe I got to get this.
Maybe.
Flipped.
Then DSi XL, and of course 2011, the Nintendo 3D Suck. I mean S. I'm sorry. I read. Is that? Oh, the S. I thought it was 3DS. 3D Suck. The S is an abbreviation for suck. It's just S. Oh, that screen. Oh, okay. Okay. My bad. I get those confused all the time.
I like my 3DS.
That's good.
I enjoy it.
And you also like Turtles 3.
I do.
So we can just validate your opinion that way.
Yep.
But
well, you're throwing those guys in the overshirts into the shitter too, with that statement.
I still like you guys, okay? You're cool. 3DS though, it's a divide between you and I. The great divide.
Yeah, S-Pac 3DS will eventually sell better, I'm sure.
Right.
At that price drop.
Sure. When they lower it down to like $50, you know, people will buy it all.
Especially considering the Vita isn't coming out in America until after holidays.
It has been delayed, yes.
So
it has.
That's gonna be
So with current consoles, the current handhelds, of course 3DS, and now Vita coming out next year.
Right.
But something we haven't mentioned, this is just the portable game consoles we know of that are made by game companies. Specifically
gaming.
For video gaming. But in the past few years, maybe I'll just say the past 5 years. Yes. iPhones,
wonderful
Androids, portable phones. Because let's kind of talk. Oh, wait. Brian is the king of backpedaling. iPhone viable game platform? Deceptive Creep, you are right. I was wrong. I'm not even going to backpedal. I'm getting off my bike, walking back, and letting you pimp slap me because I actually had a discussion with these guys on the Pinecast on www.pineconeattack.com. Comes out every Monday. Check them out. Yeah.
You need to speak in close here when you say that.
Yeah. But I had a conversation with him where I disagreed with him at the time. This is about a year ago. I disagreed with him that portable phones were a viable gaming platform. I've seen the light. Personally, I feel that portable phones now are a viable piece of gaming.
Well, what about tablets?
I kind of put those, that's kind of one of the same.
Well, they're a little different, but...
Well, I mean, you can't talk on them necessarily, but they're still...
Right.
It's portable.
But it's a little bit less portable, though. I mean, you can't throw your iPad in your pocket.
No, but you see people bringing it around. I mean,
Certainly.
I see people
but I'm
walking
just
around
saying
with their backpacks.
That's something that needs to be addressed when you're talking about it. Is validity of portable gaming is how do you really want to define portable? Is
well,
it something
yeah,
you throw
but
in your pocket?
I mean,
something that you throw in your bag.
Portable is, I think it's defined by the user. I mean, portable is as portable as you want it to be. I mean, if you look at like the DSi XL, it's a much bigger DS. But for some people, they want that. Hey, Cookie Armor! Cookie Army! I'm sorry, like I say cookie and I want to say armor. I don't know. Transferring. Hey, thanks, those guys. I appreciate you still loving me, I know.
Hey, Soggy Pronouns got a 3DS in his lap right now. What you playing? What are you playing?
Ugh, that's gross. Don't put it in your lap. It's just perverted. Perversion. But I will say that when mobile phone gaming first came around, like the Nokia, right? The first mobile phone game I played was the Nokia Snake game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. That was cool.
Nice green color.
Nice green color, like a Game Boy. But yeah, you played around on that, and that was your mobile phone gaming. And back then it was like, oh yeah, mobile phone gaming and portable games, they're nowhere near the same. But now we're getting to a point where mobile phone games are looking just as good or better than their console manufactured counterparts.
Well, and it's to the point too where Sony has even made the Xperia Play too.
Yeah.
Which is essentially
Which is their first foray into
PSP Go phone, essentially.
Right.
A little uglier version.
It is.
I don't really think
like
if they
the look of
released the
that so
PSP
much.
Go and had it a cell phone, I think that would have been cool because it's a sexy looking little.
They just allowed you to do. Well, they have Skype on it that you can do that.
Right, but it's not a dedicated phone. I'm saying if that design model was a phone, that'd be cool.
I'd be down with that. I used to have one, but you know. Deceptive Creep Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions is on iOS now. Yeah.
A lot of Square titles are on iOS, and they had a sale, I think, 2 months ago, and I ended up buying pretty much everything that they had to offer.
Well, and that's what's interesting. Companies like Cave,
Right.
who make wonderful shmups, are putting all of their content for portable onto the iPhone, not on a Nintendo or a Sony branded console, because here's really where I think portable phone gaming, or let's just say portable iOS or portable operating system, will, I think, eventually take over or merge, because the operating and development costs are nil.
Right.
Apple gives you the development tools absolutely free.
Right.
So you get the development tools,
But-
and then the profit doesn't come from putting money up front. You develop the game, put whatever time you want into it, and then the money comes when they download it and buy it, and you cut the profits with Apple.
But at the same time, though, if you look at the amount of games when you go to an actual gaming portable, those games are much more dedicated games. They're games that you're going to invest more time into. And a majority of the titles that are on iOS and on Android games, they're not really lengthy titles. They're kind of those pick up and plays. They're the, Angry Birds. They're those, cheap snippets that are $1 or
Yeah,
$2
but just
a
like
piece.
Deceptive Group said, there's Final Fantasy Tactics.
No,
which is a
that's what I'm
huge
saying is like
game.
if you look at the amount of games, like there's gonna need to be a bigger shift for iPhones and for Androids to take over the portable gaming market. There's gonna need to be more of those dedicated games on there to really take up that market. Otherwise, you're still gonna get tons of people that are going to buy the new PSP and the new 3DSs.
Well, now you're
because
saying
they want to play.
that's gamers. We're talking about, I think, two different representatives. By the way, you have a voice on this: 316-778-0730. No calls yet. We need to get drunk, I think, and then we'll get some more calls.
Apparently.
But
Okay, tell me your difference.
Well, what I'm
here.
telling you is the
Why am I
difference-
off on a
well,
separate
I
statement?
think you're
'Cause
right.
I think I'm still.
I think you're right, but you're talking about gamers. You're talking about people who play video games for games,
and that's gonna dictate the fucking market of
no,
what people are gonna be buying.
I don't think it will. I think the reason Apple. I mean, look at the success of Angry Birds. Okay, the success of Angry Birds is casual game players buying the game on a handheld system, a phone they already own.
Right.
They don't have to purchase anything extra. They're purchasing that for pennies on the dollar compared to a $40 3DS title, and for them, it still gives them a lot of enjoyment. Now, this is the casual crowd. Now, for a hardcore gamer, they might want a full-fledged
But is it-
experience. Okay, like Link to the Past. That's their thing, but I don't count the casual crowd out. They're just
I'm not.
as much of
I'm not. But
of a
isn't
factor.
our conversation the future of portable gaming, which in turn would dictate will dedicated portable gaming consoles be wiped out based on these things?
I feel they will.
Okay.
I feel they will.
What I'm saying, this is why my statement is still valid.
Okay.
And I'm arguing my validity here, is the fact that these things won't deter the dedicated portable gaming market because they don't have the amount of dedicated portable gaming. Those games that will take up a lot of time.
Today.
That's what I'm.
Today.
My argument was that that's not going to change until iPhones and Android phones have those more dedicated games. Those games that will invest time. Until they do that, they're not going to take the market away.
But
from
they
us.
are. They're starting to do that with, like, just mentioned Final Fantasy.
You're misunderstanding
I'm not
my
missing
argument.
What is your argument then? That's where I guess I'm
My
confused.
argument is saying that that's not going to happen until that shift between where iPhone games are and where 3DS games, that's not going to take that full market away until the iPhone has those dedicated games. And yes, they are getting those, but it's not to the point.
They are. Well, there's games on the iPhone that aren't for the DS or the PSP. I mean, you can't play Mushihime-sama. You can't play Death Smiles.
No,
You
I
can't
get it.
play Espgaluda 2. The fact of the matter is, it is more attractive. And as Sony said in this E3, they are starting, and I think the wisest decision Sony has made this E3, the most excited announcement, was the fact that they're going to be moving a lot of their development towards mobile phone gaming.
Right.
They're focusing on simply publishing and developing titles for mobile phone gaming past the PS Vita.
I get it.
That I think is a wise move for them
Yeah,
because they're jumping on the train before it's too late, and mobile phone, portable, pad, tablet gaming starts to take over, because that's the majority of people are playing that.
No, I get that, and I fully respect that. I'm not arguing against that. But exactly what Decepticreep says here, Ocarina 3D is greater than any iPhone game. Until iPhones and Android games get those insane titles, those big names, those bigger games, you're always going to have dedicated
You'll have,
gaming.
I mean, you'll have dedicated portables.
That's all I'm saying. Is that's not going to go away until you can get those experiences.
You'll have dedicated portables, but it'll be more of a niche.
No, I get it.
It will be more of a niche.
But at the same time, you know, Penny Arcade. Oh, we're freezing here.
Uh-oh.
Are we freezing for everybody else?
Okay. There we go. We're better.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But Penny Arcade, you know, they do some really great online comics. Check them out. Little whatever.
If you haven't heard of them.
Yeah. They just did, I think, this week or last week. How do we keep freezing?
I don't know. I think it's
they did a little skit on the fact that it's like, okay, for your $40 game, like I'll buy 40 iPhone games. Like who's the chump now? You know. So I get it.
It is, and not only that, but these portable games are sometimes free, sponsored by ads. I have Angry Birds on my Android, absolutely free. It's ad sponsored. That's how they get their money. So this whole free-to-play idea, or for dirt cheap, that is where the majority will speak with their wallets.
Well, and it makes sense because you have to have a phone. Typically,
but
most
you
people are
already
gonna
have a phone. See, that's here's
well,
the
what
other
I'm saying
key
for people that are
difference.
going to go out and buy something. It's like, okay, well, I need to buy a phone. I need to have a phone, you know.
But they've
I need
already
this portable
got it. See,
gaming.
that's the big difference.
Well, for other people though.
For other people. But
Certainly if you've got one,
as things
play it.
go along, I mean, for me, if I'm going on a short trip, I won't take a portable system. I've got my phone. I've got plenty of entertainment options besides gaming too. Mind you, there is gaming, but the options of the internet, of social media. I mean, you can stream video from this thing, so there are options. That's the other thing too. It's a multifunctional device.
So here's a question. So
Last
the
donut.
last donut,
There you
lovely. So are you expecting things to turn more towards Xperia Play type phones versus dedicated handhelds? I'm thinking that you're saying yes.
Yes.
And I'm saying
I see that going there.
I see that continuing to grow, but I don't see dedicated handheld consoles going anywhere. That's my.
They'll
I don't
be
see it
now.
going
I will
anywhere.
tell you, they'll be around, but I guarantee you they're going to be more niche. As time goes along, the majority is going to speak, and the majority spoke on the Wii. You know,
I love this. Saki pronoun. These guys are made to argue. They are opposites in everything. Landon has an iPhone, Brian has an Android.
that's right, exactly.
I'm smart.
Even our phones fight when we leave. When we leave the phones alone, they come back all scratched up and beat up. They get in a big old bar fight.
That doesn't happen because scratch resistance on this bad boy. So you might get scratches.
Woo to do.
Android greater than iPhone. Let's debate. That's
Yes.
a different debate. I'm not getting into that today.
But that is the other thing too. The operating systems for these devices, especially with Android, goes over a wide range of devices. So like I said, the reason I think portable gaming on these phones will become better is because there is stuff besides games. People have already bought them. They've already paid money. They don't have to pay another $179.99 for a 3DS and $40. Because you're right, they are more fully fledged experience, but for the average Joe on a bus trip
certainly.
or taking a break from the doctor's office, that 5 minutes of play on Angry Birds is just as good as Ocarina of Time would be for you.
But that's a different market though, and that's the casual gaming versus, you know, Nintendo. They had a big niche with their casual gaming, and the Wii sold extremely well. It's not selling for shit anymore.
No.
So I mean,
But it's because the games weren't there, and phones now, what I see, they're more focused on the digital downloading, which that's the future of home console gaming. We're seeing that happening. The proliferation of downloaded content is coming to home console. So I see that being a thing where people say, "Oh, I just want to download my game," whereas going to a store to buy it for $40.
well, so we got a statement here, Decepticreep. I need physical buttons to play real games, and that's a big
Okay,
difference.
I'll agree with you there.
Between
I'll
honestly,
agree.
what I consider a majority, 90% of the games that are on iOS and on Android games, I don't consider them real games. They're fun games. They're
Well,
games, certainly,
what would,
but they're not your hardcore games, and that's where I'm saying
I don't see
dedicated handheld gaming go anywhere because they're not gonna. You're never gonna get that full.
Yes, you will,
experience
because
you're not gonna have fucking buttons.
because
you can buy an add-on thing and get some buttons on here. And that's
well,
a weird,
but
stupid
with
add-on.
my Android, there's an app I have that will allow me to sync up a Wiimote to it.
Well, sure,
I can
certainly.
sync up a
But
Wiimote
now
to
you're
it and play
now
with
you're
my
carrying around two things.
Well, what I'm saying is the technology to connect wirelessly has been developed by these people to take already existing controllers. What I'm saying is in the future, I think they will have.
And I want hard copies too. Thank you, S-Pop. If I like, that was my biggest hang up when I bought the PSP Go. It's like, okay, this is really cool, and I basically only had it for the PlayStation 1 Classics because, like, if I'm gonna buy a game, like, I want to have something to throw on my shelf. You know, kind of, it's like, not necessarily to show off, but kind of, in a sense. And so I didn't really want to buy the games digitally.
See, I've been changed. The PlayStation has changed. Because I was like that originally, but as time has gone on, I really like the idea of just having my PlayStation there, and my PSP, I've got a 16 gig card on there. I can play whatever I want to. I just scroll through all the games, play it. I mean, it's right there available. I don't have to put a UMD in.
Here's what I think, honestly. Until America can get their wireless, 3G and all these outside.
Well, we're doing 4G now. We're up to 4G with a lot of places.
That's not everywhere though. That's far and few. I don't even think we have 4G.
Yes, Verizon is now 4G here. I don't know about Sprint, but I know Verizon just opened up 4G in Wichita.
What I see as far as like full portable gaming, like I think with the next platforms, is if you're gonna release it as a digital, like release it in a form where it's like a media stick, so that I can still go into the store and buy something physical, buy a little smaller case so I can put it on the shelf, and I can take that media stick and just plug it in and download it directly to my hard drive.
You are a niche. You are. I would say.
I don't think I'm a small portion.
I think you are a small
based on
portion.
Everybody here. They're saying like, I want hard
copies. I want physical
content.
Buttons. I want physical
all this
content.
other stuff.
I like having the games. I own games for my PSP that I bought or have digitally that I have sealed copies of. That's me though. But for the great majority of people, especially,
but that's a big difference between casual and then hardcore.
But see, I don't, and that's where like that term. That's a whole other thing. That term kind of annoys me. Like we have this casual. I mean, gaming is gaming. Gaming is gaming.
No,
and here's
there's not.
No, gaming is gaming. And here's the thing.
It's gaming, and then there's a subgenre of hardcore gaming and then casual gaming. And then you go into
playing.
That's saying that JRPGs. You can't say JRPGs. You can't base things into genres.
No, you can base things into genres. But video. Here's what I'm saying. Because if you look at Angry Birds is very easily comparable to Tetris on the Game Boy. Okay?
Tetris is a casual game.
The Tetris is a casual game. Whether you call it casual or not, it is still a video game.
I'm not arguing.
One of the best video games ever created, I'll say, that still is played all throughout the world. But here's the thing. As video games have gotten more intricate, as video games have become... You've got now 4 buttons on a 3DS with shoulder buttons and an analog stick. And that's great because we've grown up with it. But these phones with these touchscreens that I know are not physical buttons have lowered the entrance. Fee, I'll say. The bar has been lowered, simplifying the games and allowing you to play Angry Birds, which I will say, both in success and simplicity, and the fact that they're both puzzle games and they're casual, are both very similar. And now people can get onto the train of gaming that aren't necessarily like you and I, who want this full-blown portable gaming experience.
No, I agree with all that statement. There's nothing there to argue.
So I mean,
what I'm saying,
that's where I guess I'm confused. If that's where you see the majority of people,
that's not where I see the majority of people, though. I still see that if you want to play those more experienced games, those games that are going to dedicate a lot more time, you're not going to be playing it on your phone.
Well, but have you seen what they're doing with the new Unreal Engine on the iPhone?
No, I say that they look great, but you're not going to want to play them on that.
You won't.
And I bet you a lot of other people
and a lot of other gamers will. But I will say, I will bet you money, if we took a poll of everyone in the United States, gamers or not, age, sex, race, a greater percentage of people would say, I play my games.
Why are they still manufacturing handheld gaming?
They're still popular, and they're still around. What I'm saying is we're at a crux right now. We are at, I would say, a turning point in portable gaming. With both the 3DS and the PS Vita, as their lifespans go on, I think you're going to see a huge shift in what is popular and what is the leading portable consoles. Mark my words. Mark my words here. Boomzies Issue 7. Phones and other portable consoles.
And then a year later, your opinion will be changed completely.
No.
Because it clearly did earlier.
Well, it did. But see, I didn't have an Android. I really hadn't experienced it. And I was a jaded, Deceptive Creep, I was a jaded portable gamer. And I thought, that's it. I'm on to the portable. That's what I was raised on. It'll never change. But I've seen the light. Let's see here. Soggy pronoun. Reduce the learning curve, I think it's the phrase you were looking for. Yes, exactly. I mean, no longer are you having this huge learning curve that you have to learn all these buttons and intricate. People just want to play games, and
no,
I think you're going to see the lines between casual and hardcore and genres being blurred because gaming is gaming. I don't see why you have to put like these constructs around. Well, oh, you were just a phone gamer, but I'm a 3DS gamer, so somehow
I'm not saying that
better.
I'm not saying that's not what I'm saying at all, and I'm kind of pissed that you even mentioned that. That's not what I'm saying.
Like it.
No, that's not what I'm saying, and I'm not saying that all games on your iPhones and your Androids are all casual games. I'm saying that 90% of those games are casual games, and I don't see why you're saying I can't call them casual games, because that's what they are. And you're saying that I can't say that you get upset when people put a term on casual games.
I don't know. I think it's silly that we're putting these labels on it. A game is a game is a game.
Okay.
Whether it's Catherine, whether it's Tetris.
Yeah, but you have to have genre-defining situations.
But back in the day, when Tetris came out on the Game Boy,
we're a long shot away from
I know,
Tetris.
But back then...
And you have to have genres. If you don't have a genre, then how are you supposed to distinct?
Now, I think... You're thinking
casual
genre,
gaming is genres.
I wouldn't say casual gaming is a genre. I don't call that a genre. I call that more a play style or a definition of who the player is. I say...
Okay, well,
if Tetris wasn't casual in 1989, when it came out for the Game Boy, how all of a sudden is it casual now?
How was it not casual then? It was a pick-up-and-play title.
But no one ever... Back in the day, you were playing your Game Boy. Nobody said, hey, you're playing a casual game like Tetris. I'm playing a hardcore game like Zelda. No.
Because there wasn't... Now we're 20 years...
stupid.
We're fucking 20 years later in, and you've got tons more games out there. And you've got more stuff to determine. There wasn't... When you look back, 20 years ago, there wasn't a term of JRPG versus American RPG. It was just RPGs. And now you're 20 years later, and there are those terms.
But I think that's
here's my
distinction.
Here's my statement. Here's everything that I feel about on this is I feel like games are extremely viable on iPhones, on Androids. They're great games. They're super fun. Majority of them are casual games. There are hardcore games. Square Enix, Cade, they're putting these great games on there, and they're great. What I feel is that dedicated portable gaming consoles aren't going anywhere because the majority of people that want those full experiences want physical copies, want buttons to hit, and they're going to want to play them on their dedicated portable gaming platforms. I don't see them going anywhere, but I will see that these will continue to grow. And I don't see these going anywhere. I don't see anything else going anywhere.
But I see, as the years, in the next 10, I'll say 5 years, in the next 5 years, I will be interested to see what happens as more publishers and developers move over to a less expensive, let's use Saga pronoun. I disagree there's a huge difference between casual and hardcore. You have the people who play Metroid on easy to get from start to finish. Then you can see all over the place on JTV, you have the guys who practice speedrunning an hour or two. I mean, I think we need to get to a point where those kind of... I see it as a petty difference. We like all sorts of games.
What I can't lump a game like, Angry Birds, as great of a game as it is, it's not the same caliber as a Zelda.
For you, it's not. But to other people who play Angry Birds, Angry Birds is the best thing ever.
It's cheap. It's $1. It's fucking great. And
it's made a lot of money.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been popular. It's made a lot of money. So,
but I don't see it taking away all the steam from a dedicated gaming platform that will play Zelda.
Right now, maybe it's not as full of an experience. Angry Birds isn't, but neither was Tetris, and Tetris is still insanely popular. Tetris is still loved by millions. Sells a lot of copies. Every time a new one comes out, it seems that everybody buys it. Okay, I don't know how many versions of Tetris I have. And I'll be interested to see how many versions of Angry Birds people have over the next 5 years because it's a popular, good game. I mean, can't we just leave it as it's a popular, good game instead of having to define it as, well, it's casual and it's short and it's cheap?
You have to put those things on it, though, because that's true. It's all about what it is.
But a good game's a good game.
No, and I'm not arguing that it's not a good game. It's a good game. It's a great game.
So if you compare this game to this game... But
what
why
I'm
do you
saying
have
is
to put that label on
there
it?
is a difference, because there is a difference
But
between
what does that label make a difference? If a good game is a good game, why does it matter if it's casual or hardcore?
Because I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is that it's not taking away steam from portable gaming. I don't see portable... We're not getting anywhere here. We're recycling all of our statements.
Okay.
You feel portable gaming is probably going to die at some point, and it's going to be all
I feel
phone.
portable...
It's all going to be
no, I'm not
phone-based.
going to say it's going to die. I'm not going to say it's going to die. Don't hear me say that. I think it will become more of a niche as we go along if publishers and developers like Sega, other big names, start developing for this and start giving more full-fledged experiences. Just like we saw with the original Game Boy, it was definitely not as full-fledged of an experience as a home console, even especially when the Super Nintendo came out. But as the years progressed, we're getting to a point now where we're getting almost the same experience on a portable as we are on a home console. And that's why I'm saying that's the same thing I'm seeing.
But at the same time, you're seeing what these things can do is still behind on what the PlayStation Vita can do.
It's still behind, I will agree, but we're catching up exponentially. Well, I don't think it will be that long till we'll see it catching up. And then players like you and I who want that with an Xperia, okay, a company will make an Xperia-like system again and allow you to play on an iPhone or an Android, play games. Sega's going to put maybe a Sonic game because the development costs much less, no shipping, you have no cost of doing any type of marketing. You put it out there, people download it, you share the profits, everybody's happy.
Well, we're just going to have to see what happens. Because I voiced my opinion, you voiced yours. So I don't feel like they're going anywhere, but whatever.
Well, and if you guys have an opinion, of course, call. If you don't care, Soggy Pronoun, a niche that satisfies the hardcore gamers, people who are willing to invest the time and money on a dedicated handheld system instead of the utility of a phone that plays games. And I will still buy portable gaming consoles. Don't hear what I'm not saying. Just as I recognize that digital content and digital downloads will one day replace physical contact, and I hate that idea.
Well, but see, at the same time, if it's all digital, I don't see why they can't release it as like just on a little USB card or a little something that you can go into the store and buy. It just comes in a little case. Yeah, certainly, but at the same time,
and that's in the
but
end
I'm not
going to
say it's good. Yeah, well, and a majority of people will still probably do solely digital, but I still want to see some physical content in stores.
McCrunchy, I think there will always be a disc-based media for games. After all, the music industry still sells CDs, and those are totally obsolete. Well, I mean, that's a good point. I think the point is, I guess, as long as people like you and I still support it, then publishers and developers will still put it out. And I hope they keep doing it. So,
I don't see it going anywhere.
Okay.
Soggy Pronoun, I hope you feel better.
Oh, man, sorry about that, Soggy. Yeah, I feel better, man. Well, I think we had a good debate there.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. I want to go to bed. I want to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Oh, and again. See, you're all like, why do you bring it up? But you brought it up again.
Once it started, I can't.
Once it starts, you can't end it. It is what it is. Well, I appreciate it. Well,
this was fun.
This was good.
And it actually went. It actually did something.
It actually did go. Well, next week, boys and girls, we've got another topic for y'all. We're going to have a little discussion, we should say. Let's look here. Paging Dr. Mario, the plague of sequelitis. Have sequels become excessive in the video game industry? What does that mean? Explain it to our wonderful audience here.
Well, we'll be talking about there is an influx of sequels, and is it becoming really an issue? Is it the fact that publishers and people that want to produce these games, are they maybe having too much say in the game because they're backing it?
Right.
Are people only backing games for the sequels? Is it taking away from independent titles? Is it taking away from new, fresh ideas?
Right, because they want a guaranteed hit.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll talk about that.
See what you all think about that. Yeah. That's next week. We're going to be going back to Saturdays 11. Now, I don't know what everybody thinks about the day we're on or the time we're on. If you have any preferences, I mean, we're all for hearing your opinions on that. Of course, Boomzies every Saturday at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. What do you feel about time-wise? I mean, I think 11's worked out great.
I feel all right with it.
It's good. It's a little later night for our night owls, but if you guys have any opinions on our time slot, of course, you can always call this number. This 316.
It's a little late on the East Coast. I'd be fine. I don't want to go any later, but if we were to go an hour earlier, I'd feel all right.
Yeah. I mean, at maybe 10ish or so. Oh yeah, it's just hitting 11. Yeah, we did an hour early here on Sunday because it's day before work night. He's got to get up for work, do his thing. But if you've got an opinion on that, call us up. Leave us a voicemail, 316-778-0730. We actually, if we get any voicemails, we'll play them here on the cast. If you've got something to say and you just if you just don't feel brave enough to call, you know, you don't like the live interaction, leave us a message
or email us. We'll post your comment up
exactly
here,
exactly
you guys want.
You can
like I saw here that we those guys in the overshirt want us to talk about the 3DS price drop. We don't have enough time really tonight to go on to that, but we will certainly bring that up because we do have strong feelings on it, and strong disagreements on it. Did we already kind of talk a little bit about it?
Ooh, I think we touched on it. We touched on it a little bit.
We talked about the games that were coming out that were being released, and yeah, we fully disagreed.
We did fully disagree with that. Yeah, well, we did talk about the games coming out, but you know, hey, it's always good to butt heads. You know, we have a good time. But you know, I know we disagree, but Landon and I, we have a we got a good respect for each other. I mean, we disagree about stuff, but
we beat the shit out of each other after.
Exactly. After this is all right. Like, you son of a... Yeah. You made fun of Turtles 3.
Yeah.
I hate you and your mother. But anyway, see you guys next week, 11 p.m. for our wonderful, beautiful sequelitis.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys
Thanks
watching.
for showing up.
Yeah. And thanks for everybody who, did show up, because this is kind of an unexpected thing, but we're here to serve you, to service you in your needs and wants and desires.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think that was good enough?
Yeah, that was good. Let's
leave it that. All right. Well, guys, for Brian,
Landon,
thank you for watching, and Boomzies.
Boomzies.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy.